Yo, it's your girl, DJ Baby Blue Diamond. You tune into another episode of U3 Radio Now. I know all the other episodes you see me sit down one-on-one, chit-chatting with the artists, getting to know about their life and what they've been up to, but this one's a little different. We're going to get into the music side of the interview. What makes an album great? What makes a mixtape great? Why did you produce this song? Why did you put this song on your album? Why did you work with this artist? Why didn't you work with this artist? And is the top 5 list in San Antonio really valid? We're going to get into it. Make sure you stay tuned. You don't want to miss out.
Yeah. U3, live from the underground.
Yo, it's your girl, DJ Baby Blue Diamond, and we're here with another episode of U3 Radio, Underground, Unsigned, and Unknown, and we have a very, very, very special guest, only because he's never been on U3. Yeah. Nothing U3 related, man. Yeah, it's been nothing but my other podcast, Mr. IQ himself.
I'm in the building.
One of the OGs of San Antonio. Right. Do you consider yourself an OG of San Antonio?
I feel great, man. I feel young. I don't know.
No, I feel like an OG don't necessarily mean your age. You've been in the game for a minute. So
I think you're right about that. I think in my circles, OG is more about your influence than it is about your age.
And how long you been in the music industry and what you bring to the younger generation.
I'm a hard-working guy, man. So, yeah, if there's somebody out there that consider me OGs, I just talk to a lot of these rappers out here. And, yeah, it's a privilege to be called that sometimes.
Now, before we get into your top 5 lists and all that good stuff and your album you just dropped, before we get into all that,
right.
I like to ask this question because I never really had an OG on my show.
Okay.
Most has been younger artists or artists that just got into the music industry.
About these old niggas
I want to
in
know, why is it that a lot of the OGs do not want to work with the new artists that's coming in? Tell the truth. Be honest.
You say OGs don't want to work with the new artists?
Or why don't you want to give them advice? Do you feel like the old artists don't want to listen? The new artists don't want to listen?
Working with an artist and giving them advice, that's probably 2 separate issues. I think you look at artists like Kali, Sos. I just did some work with your boy Deshaun J. I think working with artists is a way that some OGs reach out. It's the way that we put that olive branch out. You know what I'm saying? So working with artists is easy to do. Advising artists, that's a whole nother thing. And yeah, you might be right. A lot of OGs don't want to advise too many artists because they're not going to listen. A young IQ, when I was 18, 19 years old, I had it figured out. I don't need no old nigga telling me shit. Yeah. I'm hard, nigga, and you old.
Yeah. So
that dynamic, it exists in rap, period. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's good, bad, right, or wrong, for black people, for brown people, that exists. Yeah. And, you got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing that you could do with any artist that you actually care about, that you actually want to see them evolve, the worst thing you could do is force lessons on them. Because lessons are meant to be, absorbed through the skin, the tough way. You feel me? So I'm not big on that. I know some artists that are, though. I know some OGs that, I'm really cool with Question. I'm really cool with some of these older artists out here that they consider themselves ambassadors. Yeah. They consider themselves the bridge to the youth, and they want the youth to learn about.
He really is. People do listen to him.
Question?
Yeah.
They should. They do. And this is not, Question is my favorite story because Question is not an artist that people would say he exploded on the mainstream. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's homegrown. Like, people from San Antonio know who he is, and he's great about that. He's amazing about that. He does that with me, and I'm relatively his same age. So, like I said, Sos is really good about that. He'll sit a lot of the critiques and the lessons that you need to learn with artists, the way that we're wired, the way that we are when you're a creative mind, you got to get it like in an organic way. So I run a studio for all these artists, these young artists that I'm recording, especially some of my favorite ones. Yeah, I have long talks with them. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
We blow and kill, and so in that sense, you could say, okay, he's doing, but I'm gonna start a foundation, and I probably ain't gonna do that, and don't care to do that.
No,
you know what I'm saying? You just gotta make the impact whatever way you can make the impact, but it needs to be accepted. Kind of like the OG moniker. If it's not accepted, it's worthless to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna listen to you, and you wasting your time and theirs. You know what I'm saying? And some lumps is meant to get stung. Like, your best lessons is when you fall down and cut yourself. You got a boo to remind you of how you played yourself. You feel me?
Do you feel like a lot of the younger artists is messing it up for the rap shows? Because remember at one point they stopped doing rap shows. A lot of the clubs was like, no more rap shows. A lot of fighting's going on. You feel like it's the younger generation?
I mean, I don't think that's an artist's responsibility. You know, I know that we had shows, like New Illuminati had shows, showcases and that and whatnot. And there was a lot of interest in that in the 2000s, 2010s.
Yeah.
You would see a lot more shows in San Antonio. I remember Ice Lounge was doing a crazy run for a long time. And
My first club I ever went to.
Ice Lounge?
Ice Lounge.
Ice Lounge, your first club you ever went to?
After high school, I graduated when I first started doing U3.
Yeah.
I was first allowed to be let outside the house. My mom was strict. I went to Ice Lounge, and they had, that's when they were doing the award ceremony.
We gotta do a whole pod about your mama one of these days,
that's
man.
when they were doing the award ceremony.
Is your mama like, if you don't mind me asking, is she like biblical or something?
Yeah, she's Kojic.
Oh,
straight,
okay. Strict.
You know? So I wasn't allowed to go nowhere. So I finally was allowed when I started U3, when she slowly started letting me do that, because I was DJing in clubs.
Right.
I went to Ice Lounge. What's his name? Alvin Pay was hosting the award ceremony.
Shout out AP.
That's when they did the awards for San Antonio.
Right.
First time I ever went to Ice Lounge.
And AP did that 3-4 years in a row.
Yeah.
So you got to pay attention.
I don't know which year it was that he did it, but that I went, but that was my first time going to a club. And I was like, oh, this is what the club was like.
And you got to pay attention to trendsetters like AP, people that will put their feet in the mud and say, I'm going to put my money, my time, my effort, and I'm going to try to push this together. I remember Hurricane RG was doing something in a small room out there.
That's the second club I went to with back in ER Bar before.
ER Bar, I was going to mention that.
He was at the ER Bar, beat battles, all that.
So people that didn't live through this, they might have the perception that San Antonio got dole on that. But I think the problem really with that is the money side of all of this effort needed to be right.
Yeah.
And in San Antonio, we probably struggle sometimes with taking care of the money end of things. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't take care of the money end of things, no matter how much passion you got for it, nobody wants to work for free. And this is a tough game, man. A lot of these kids you put on, a lot of niggas you put on the stage, or you give them an outlet, or you give them a voice, or you give them a place where they could talk, they're going to be unappreciative. They're entitled. You feel me? So you're not going to be inclined to do that 10, 15 years if you're not seeing no return. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, to answer your question, I think that's more what we seen a trend of, like the infrastructure of these shows that you need. You need people that are willing to put money up front. You need people that are willing to put the shows together, sound guys, engineers, that type of thing, light shows, you know, the whole kit and caboodle.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that takes time, effort, and money, and you need those people in the game as much as you need the artists that are going to be dope to go up there and
that's kind of why I stepped back from DJing underground shows.
You felt that?
I felt burnt out and then unappreciated. Like you said, the pay, it's a lot.
I've been involved in probably entertainment in San Antonio because I was doing nightclubs for a long time.
Yeah.
Really, with me, I was chasing the buck a lot. You know what I'm saying? Even with the new Illuminati thing, I wanted money. You feel me? And I'm good at creating revenue. So some of these things that I'm passionate about, they make sense as long as enough people are interested in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I pursued that a lot. But I feel you, man. I've been dealing with DJs all my life.
You get burnt out fast, especially when, like me, you know, I have the passion for underground. I love to support the underground.
Okay.
But then when it's not appreciated, like you said, you burn out. And then when I don't want to burn out to the point that I don't want to support you guys anymore, that's why I took a step back. I was like, you know what? I can still support you with U3. I don't have to be in the clubs to support you. I can still play your music. That's why I was like, let me take a step back from the clubs and do this.
So you know personally, like people that are listening to this pod, they might not understand that personally because they haven't been invested in it. You got to get in at least hips deep.
Yeah.
And when you hips deep in something, then you start to understand the pain of it. You know
I've
what
been
I'm
to
saying?
the promotion side of it.
Yep.
Of course, the graphic design side of it. I've done where you pick the artist, make sure the lineup is right.
Organizing these shows like what you did with the podcast show.
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? You need 1,000 things to go right. And if 990 things go right, you feel like you succeeded. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But most likely 500 things
that
gonna go wrong.
when people like, when your next one?
Yeah.
Not soon.
And then you got to stand up to the critique because anybody can have a critique. You
but
know what I'm
it's
saying?
a lot of work. I'm like, not soon, man. Yeah. But one thing that throwing that show did show me, which I was just kind of shocked low key, because you never know who supports you. Like, you just like sometimes people will publicly say, I support you, good job.
Yeah, yeah.
And then sometimes people support you like in the back end, but they just don't tell you.
Right.
And I didn't know how much support I got until I threw that show and all the people showed up and I was like, dang.
Let me ask you this.
I really am doing something.
Let me ask you this.
I didn't think I was doing something. I didn't think I made a difference.
Only because I hear this conversation so much. And if you know me, I'm not big on public conversations. You know what I'm saying? People could hear me and you talk because we got a relationship and we'll get on the microphone. But other than that, you're not going to hear my opinion. I'm not going to jump on Facebook and say,
No.
man, you know what, niggas don't like IQ and I can't stand it. I'm not finna
No,
never
you're
do
not
nothing like that.
no.
So I'm wondering, is the accolade, is the feedback, is all that important to you
No, it's not.
when you do these kind of things for the city
I'm not,
that you love?
I don't do it. Like I said, I do it because I love the underground scene. I love music in general.
Right.
I love seeing people succeed. I grew up watching, VH1 behind the scenes, and I
Right.
noticed how a lot of people knew someone to know someone to get into the door.
Important show, because
And
it shows you the ins and outs. Like,
Exactly.
the glorious side everybody sees. You walk in the club, the DJ say IQ in the building, all that. That's
Yeah.
what everybody sees. You know what
They
I'm
don't see
saying?
it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I also noticed watching that show that sometimes 9 times out of 10 someone knew someone in the industry, and a lot of people in San Antonio don't know no one. So I
Fuck
feel
yeah.
like I should be the person that kind of helps them get that foot in the door.
So important.
So that's why I do it, because I love it. I don't do it for the accolades, but just to see that a lot of people actually see what I'm doing. I'm like, you know what? I need to keep going. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie.
That's
'Cause
big.
I wasn't gonna do a U3 relaunch. I was like, give it up. Stop. But I was like,
you get
let me
tired
try
sometimes?
to. Huh?
You get tired sometimes?
Well, that, and then when you do it everything yourself, you try to have a team. Sometimes the team don't work out. So
Yeah.
I'm like, let me just give up. But something told me, you know what? Relaunch it. Rebrand yourself. Do it again. And then when I saw everyone showing up, I was like, you know what? I'm making a difference. I'm doing it for these people that showed up. So
I like that.
it
Keep
showed
going
me.
is the biggest lesson. Yeah,
That's
don't
what it
never
is.
stop.
It showed me. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not doing it for the accolades. I'm doing it for the artists that showed up and say, you made a difference. I've
That's
been
what's
playing your
up.
music since,
Do Mama see this shit?
forever. I don't know about the U3. Sometimes she does see my U3 stuff and share it. The DJ stuff.
She share?
She's a big DJ fan.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
letting you know my family's a big DJ fan, because sometimes when they go up and like not do shows, but they in that church and they introduce myself, they be like, AKA DJ Baby Blue. I be like,
At church?
I'm like, seriously? And my aunt, now when she calls, that's what she calls me now. She goes,
That's what's
up,
happening.
DJ
Okay.
Baby Blue? I'm like, really?
That gotta feel good.
But it does feel good.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, it feels good. She might not agree with some of the rap music, but she will tune in. My older sister recently played my music video at her law firm. That was crazy. She thought I dissed her when I first dropped the track. She thought I dissed her because she didn't understand what I said with one of my verses. Because I said students trying to be your sensei, trying to win your dojo, and she thought I said sister. But no. But
That shit
yeah, they
pretty-
support me.
Your rap pretty friendly though, huh? You could.
It's friendly.
Yeah, you can
I
play
don't
it at the
curse.
church
I
house.
can play it at the church. I
You
don't
can't play my
curse.
shit at the church,
Oh.
man. They frown on that.
Clearly.
Eh.
But so we're gonna get into your top 5, because I like that your top 5 wasn't just older artists. You added a semi-new Yoda to the
Yeah,
list. I
yeah.
like that, and it shows all the decades. Because like I said, you've been doing it for a minute.
Yeah.
And for someone like me who just came in about 2016, I
Right.
get to go research some of the artists you brought up on your top 5. Which is
That's
dope.
important to me. That's important
It
to me.
is. Because I know a lot of people probably heard your top 5 was like, I don't know
The
nobody on
fuck?
that list.
It's an old ancient ass nigga.
Yeah, I don't know nobody on that
Nigga didn't
list.
say Rich
Besides
Greedy.
Yoda. Besides Yoda.
Yeah.
So I don't know, when I got introduced to Soul San Antonio, when the first time I heard him, I want to say maybe it was on I can't think of the guy's track, but when I first heard him, I was like, okay, he got something.
Yeah.
But I also noticed that he's, like I said, he's one of those artists that drop a track and just hope you hear it.
So
He
it's
ain't
like
the type really to push himself like that.
You might could call Sos a recluse. You might could call me a recluse. You know what I'm
Both
saying?
of y'all like that. Y'all drop a track and just say, you know
we,
what, I'm out.
we show up when we asked. You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
it's not like we don't have thoughts and views.
And you do what you do when you show up.
Straight up.
You get to the business and you killed it. Now, with that jump record with
Yeah,
KG and them,
yeah.
the placement killed it. So San Antonio went first. That's how he set the tone.
The boy's a monster,
And
man.
then if
how
and
could
you gotta
anybody
listen to what he said. 'Cause
dispute
he
my
said,
list?
young nigga, watch your tone. If
Yeah,
you
he
don't
did.
get it, so you don't get what he said. But
It's crazy
I caught
wordplay.
it.
It's crazy wordplay.
I caught it, man. Now, and of course you had Yoda, one of the
Right.
semi-younger artists in the
Right.
generation of what you had on there.
Right, yeah.
Man, and he's coming up from being with I can't even think of the group he was with. I should know. I used to be with
Loyal
them.
to the game.
Loyal to the game, and them. I can't even think.
Was that
of-
the name of the group? I thought it was the name of the group.
It's not even the name of the
That
group.
was
but
Loyal
he was with
name.
Loyal to the
Okay.
game. I should know. I was their DJ.
Yeah.
But he
Shout
was-
out them though.
But being with them up to being a solo artist,
Right.
I've seen his evolution and him grow. Like I said,
Crazy run.
with Bread, that album with Bread on it and all that, and the way he is now, I've seen his growth and the way he wants to be in the music business.
Yeah.
He taught himself. Well, he asked questions because some artists won't.
Yeah.
Some artists would be dumb and say, I know, like you said, young 19 IQ would be like, I know everything.
Straight up.
But
he did. That nigga did.
But he likes to ask questions and get to the business. And Mad One, another legend. I've heard of him.
You know about Mad One?
I've heard of him.
Okay, he on the edge though.
Now,
He on the edge of your birthday.
I don't know where I've heard of him, but I've heard his name a couple times and heard a couple of his songs.
Let me stop you right there. Let me pause
Go
you
ahead.
right there. So Mad One is a god of what we call the St. Mary's Strip.
Okay.
Now, St. Mary's has a long legacy past me. We talking about 70s, 80s of live music, not just rap.
No.
Right.
Because a lot of their bars is set up.
They got a strip of duck bars.
Yeah.
And when I
That's set
came
up
up in
for live
rap,
music.
I made my way through there. There was Tycoon Flats at the time.
Oh, I don't know
They was
about
doing
that.
they was doing
See?
freestyle. Niggas don't know. They was doing
Okay.
freestyle contests out there. But this is just like
Were
that.
you winning?
Everybody, smashing everybody. Avenue B.
Ooh, you heard that?
No, I'm that boy though. Don't get it twisted, dog. Don't get it twisted. But like I say, when I tell people that I grew up in the music, I'm humble when I say that. But when I'm talking about Commerce Street music, I'm talking about the outlets that we had at Windsor Park Mall. This was a very, very hard time to do rap in San Antonio.
Yeah.
There was no home studios. People didn't have studios in their kitchen, in their living room. You had to make it to Rhapsody. You had to make it to any number of studios. I remember Ali had a studio on the east side back in the day, and it was my whole goal in life. 17-year-old shoddy nigga, like I gotta make the Ali studio, or I gotta make it the Donnie Singleton studio. Okay. A lot of these names are foundational to San Antonio rap.
Yeah.
But they're meant to be forgot. You feel me? They're meant to be forgot. And I won't forget them. You know what I'm saying? Because number one, because I lived through it, it molded me. But on the flip side of that, everything you seeing in San Antonio today, everything that you seeing that you could go sit down with Mozella, that was missing in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? You could be a hard rapper. You could put together albums, which nobody was doing at the time.
Yeah.
And you could put them in stores, but you didn't have Mozella to go sit down and talk to and then further your reach. You didn't have Cheap Suits Podcast. You didn't have Mozzie's World. You didn't have New Illuminati.
None of that.
You didn't have Cheryl Meadow. So I dropped these names, whether they register with people or not, because it's important to me that people understand that niggas had to die for you to eat. Niggas had to die for you to live. You feel me? And a lot of these niggas never did get paid out for what they contributed to the game. You see what I'm saying? So you asked me a question like that. Now I want to explain this for your listeners. The question was posed to me from another rapper, another up and coming rapper named Intriago. Intriago, a very bars heavy rapper that comes out of Texas, which we don't expect a lot of times when we hear Texas rappers to be, lyrical, so he's asking me for a lyrical list. And I got history with Intriago. You feel me? For instance, when I got out the penitentiary, I was getting tattoos with a brother that I met inside the penitentiary.
Yeah.
And that's how I met Intriago. He was just at the dude's crib. I'm getting a 9-hour tattoo. Intriago freestyled about 8 of them 9 hours.
Wow.
Bars. So this is my introduction to this kid.
Yeah.
And then I walk away from that. I don't know the nigga from a can of worms. You feel me? So I see him in the streets a lot. I'm going out. I'm being places. I see Intriago. So this is how our relationship grew. And I know what kind of rapper he is, and I know where his interest lies.
Yeah.
So he's asking me a question about the best lyricists that I ever seen in San Antonio. I don't want nobody to confuse this with the best rappers that I ever seen in San Antonio.
That's why I'm happy you clarified that on the Cheap Suit podcast. Make sure you go ahead and tune in. I think they drop episodes every Monday.
Goddamn right.
Boom. See, look, I'm tapped in.
Man,
now,
I appreciate that, man. Get a little plug to my people.
Now, I like that you broke that down because sometimes people say top 5 and they leave it at that.
Yeah.
Top 5 can mean anything. It can mean your top favorite, your top lyricist, your top. It can mean anything, but I like the fact that you broke it down. Like, hey, my top 5 is.
Yeah, I can't speak.
It can mean anything. You can pick your top 5 favorite people that you produce. You can pick your top 5 people that's on your homeboys list.
And I can't speak any other way. I was born and raised around ridiculously engrossed rappers. You feel me? So I get it that everybody got a job. Everybody got things they need to do. If you're really into cheerleading, you know words about cheerleading that I don't know. I remember my daughter got into cheerleading and we made it to Orlando one year. Shout out, baby. You was killing them that year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm learning with any given thing, there's rhetoric that they use and there's words that they use and there's ways that they see things.
Yeah.
And you're not meant to understand that. If you're not into ping pong, you're not going to understand all the ping pong rhetoric. But I was raised and born and bred. I was rapping at Judson High School. I was rapping my entire life. I went to the military.
No,
I was rapping. 1964.
That's what year you graduated?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good year. It's a good year. Martin Luther King was fighting that year.
Lies.
I was with him. Mazella. Quit playing, man. I was with cuz, man. Me, Martin, we was out there, man.
But the fact that you been in the music industry, like you said, since young up to now, you've seen the San Antonio music scene grow. You've seen the changes.
Yeah.
So with your list, you seen the OGs, the middle Gs, I like to call them middle Gs, and the young people growing up.
I seen them all.
You seen them all.
I seen the
That's
best.
why I feel like your list is kind of versatile.
Yeah, I seen the best. So
and then the fact that you also have a recording studio, you get to see that side of things too.
I still work in the industry. I make my money doing this.
You see that side.
So I'm recording niggas
So
every
you've
night.
seen artists coming in and out your studio. You know what's hot, what's not. You're not just being biased. You've seen it.
I'm not being biased. I'm telling you, I know rap in a deep, we got a deep relationship. You know what I'm saying? Whether you feel good about what the product I put out or not, I've been here. I've done the time. I've done shows. I've done showcases. I've done podcasts. And this is why I don't offer my opinion. Because your opinion needs to be cherished.
Yeah.
And if people don't cherish it, then you can keep it to yourself. I give it to people that really care. And Intriago's one of them ones. He wants to know who's the best that you ever seen do it, OG.
Now,
So let me tell you this, though, real quick, before you move on. Let me tell you this real quick because it's important.
Yeah, no, I'm
this is
listening.
what we was talking about off air. There's this little spot on the northeast side of San Antonio called Windsor Park Mall.
Yeah.
You could lose your life there. You feel me? In the early 2000s.
I still don't go to Wasm, but it's okay.
You don't go to Walsham?
I go through it sometimes if I want to miss traffic, but I try to stay away from it.
Damn.
Not because it's bad, because a lot of places is closed, so it's not the same.
We can't get nowhere when we talk because we always got to get to this, man.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. Like I said, a lot of places is closed. Like the churches is closed, the Lubies is closed. All the staples we used to go to is kind of closed. So
We
really
need
no
a good
point.
steakhouse on Walsham. I've been
We really
saying that,
do.
bro. It's a major
A lot of places are
throughway.
closed. The Pizza Hut is not the same, so there's really no point of going unless you're just going through to miss traffic. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't go because it's bad. I love Wasm. They had a lot of good stuff, but it's closed. All
It's
staples.
home. It's home. When it's home. When it's home, you don't even realize what you're missing.
I used to go to Luby's all the time. That Pizza Hut right there on
I
Fridays.
didn't know we was missing shit. I didn't know we was missing shit on Walls until I got old enough to go to Petrenko.
Man.
Goddamn, it's nice out here, nigga. Y'all niggas. Y'all ain't even got no people walking up to you when you go to the gas station and shit. It's crazy.
They had the mall. They had the Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Everything.
I still, you know.
See, he thought he know nothing about it.
You don't.
He
but
thought I didn't. He thought I didn't.
Nah, it's listen, it is what it is. Wherever you from, I don't participate in who's the harder side of town shit because I realize the real tragedy is it's hard sides of town no matter where you go. You feel me? Black, white, Mexican, or otherwise. But this place that we cultivated in the late 90s, early 2000s, Windsor Park Mall, it kind of became the hub of what was later on going to be music in San Antonio. And it didn't matter where you was at. It didn't matter if you was from the east side. It didn't matter if you was from the north side. In those days, you had to cut your teeth at Windsor Park Mall. You had to go down there and risk your life. You get dropped off by your mama downstairs. Your mama don't even want you to be downstairs. Right there by diversions, right there by the movies. You understand? You go underneath that underpass, your life is on the line. You feel me?
See, I didn't know that side of Windsor. I just went into the mall and went out.
But this is a lot of what we are as a people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not important how dangerous this place is. It's important that this is where people congregate.
Yeah.
You want to make a name for yourself, you need to come where the people congregate.
Yeah.
And you need to beat the best. The hands down best in that section right there was King 13. They call him King 13. Now, if you miss King 13, you miss King 13. But that doesn't mean that you know the best.
Yeah.
You don't know the best. And I'm not talking about albums when I relate to King 13. The names that you missed off of my list, you did say Yoda. You did say...
No, I want my list down.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Oh, you got notes. He's prepared, man.
My little sticky note. I did this while I was managing the front office. I worked at a
Okay.
school, managing the front office.
So I
wrote
wanted
down
to
my
say
list.
that, man. King
So, no,
13.
I got you.
King
That's what I said, 'cause
13.
there's two I didn't know. King 13, I didn't know Dirty Red.
King 13 was the god of the freestyles. He made albums,
Yeah.
which was leagues ahead of what anybody else was doing in San Antonio at the time.
That's a
except
lost
for maybe-
art.
Yeah, PKO. But yeah, the
Freestyling is a lost art.
ability to assess your opponent on the spot, come up with bars that relate to him and bust him down and break him down. That used to be a part of rap.
Yeah.
That used to be a huge part of rap. If
Not
you couldn't
anymore.
do that, then you was not considered. You couldn't even stand in line to be one of the greats. You feel
exactly.
me? Because this is wittiness. This is being quick on your feet. And King 13 was the best.
Everything got to be pre-written now.
I mean, if you take time and write shit down and it's compelling and it moves people, it touches the spirit, I can respect it,
Yeah.
you know, and I'll give you credit as a lyricist.
No,
But
I'm just saying, like, if you're going back and forth with someone, sometimes you gotta, because you never know what they're gonna say. Sometimes I feel like you gotta be off the dome.
it's sections of the job that you chose to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you choose to be a basketball player, you need to have decent handles. You can have the best handles in the game, but if you ain't got no layup package, who gives a fuck? You ain't scoring points.
Exactly.
So, but if you could put together a layup package with the crazy handles, with the outside jumper, with the three-point shot, now you starting to stand in line with some of the greatest basketball players because you can do everything. Now, I done seen niggas that can go into the studio and make a great record. I done seen niggas that could, you know, if you put me on the spot, or if I'm doing a feature per se,
Yeah.
I come to your studio, I need to be able to script out 16 today.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got 3 weeks to wait for you to fucking come back with something, bro. You getting paid tonight. Can you do this tonight? And trust me when I tell you, a lot of rappers can't.
No.
Still to this day.
Oh, trust me, I know.
So when I'm talking to you about dope lyricists, I'm talking to you about the best I done seen in the city do this, that, and then the third. You feel me?
Yeah.
A lot of niggas missing the third. But you got to be able to do this. You got on the stage. I saw you out there, nigga, at ER Bar, whatever the fuck. You got good stage presence. You managed to do a good stage show. That's one part of your job. Now put you in a studio. Can you construct an album from front to back that is cohesive, that touches a person's spirit, that makes them mad in some sections, make them sad in some sections, make them think about their mama in some sections, make them think about their old lady in some
Yeah.
sections? Can you do that, my nigga? Can you pull them heartstrings?
Yeah.
That's your next part. You feel me? And then there's the other part of this wittiness, your wordplay, the way that you piece shit together. You got a way of talking that's different than everybody else I know. And that is all what composes a dope lyricist. So just so people understand what I was answering. And yeah, man, there's some old niggas on the list, but these some cold ass motherfuckers.
Now,
fam. You
we
don't
talked
go back
about
and
this
fuck with
off
these niggas.
air because we talked about my EP. I ain't gonna get into the details. It's a secret.
It's coming, people.
And I told you how I wanted to do a female part. And
Right.
He's like, do you even know some? At least a lot of females.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to know how many females, how
Rappers?
many talented females do you know?
In San Antonio?
You feel like
None. 2, 1,
one?
none.
Okay.
None. I think San Antonio.
Are you talking about just rappers or singers too?
I'm talking about what it would make to pass the threshold for me as I
Okay.
consider them dope. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? And yeah, I seen a verse here and there,
Be honest.
but
Okay,
I
yeah,
want to hear a female. I don't see no reason why not.
Yeah.
Just put together an album. To me, I'm different. My judge of a rapper
Yeah.
is what albums have you left behind? Because that's your time machine.
Exactly.
You be dead, they shoot you in the face tomorrow. You be dead, you left 3 classic albums behind.
Yeah.
Kids will pick that up 20 years from now.
I know people want me to do an album, but I told people I did
You
it.
should do an album if you.
I
if you
told
wanna
people
rap.
I did it because I just want to let people know I can do it.
I like albums because
That's why I only dropped the single.
over the course of 10 songs, 15
Yeah.
tracks, you understand a person.
Yeah.
You know, you understand what they choose to write about. You understand what they choose to fucking, and you understand who's a gimmick.
Yeah.
You know,
But I didn't do it to be an artist. That's the thing.
why you do music?
I did the song just to show people that I can do it in case I need to do it. Because you
Yes,
know,
sir.
sometimes people say, well, you never been an artist, you never done this, you don't know this side.
Number one reason
And
niggas
that's
rap.
when-
I
that's
got
when-
something to prove.
That's when I was like, you know what? If I could, I can. So I did it. I showed them I could. I did it. Then that's it. I backed out. Dropped
That's it?
Show you I can do it. I did it. That's all I meant.
You satisfied with that?
I am. And then it also lets people know exactly what I'm about. It shows you my bio. If you listen to the first verse, that's my whole bio of how I got started into doing music and supporting the music scene. It let people know. Tell the truth. If you trash, you can't be on my show. Well, you ask, and where you ask go with the other podcast.
Right, straight
so
up.
it fits every element of my life. And you know, this is what I do. I did it, dropped it. Now I'm back to doing what I Now back to your regular service of me interviewing people.
I got a pet peeve. I got a pet peeve inside me.
Oh, go ahead.
Since you brought that up.
Go ahead.
I seen snippets of your show before where you had not one artist, but more than one artist complaining about this. These outlets out here that won't have them on or won't, you know.
I get that a lot. Now,
you know, I get it a lot.
I'm going to tell people about that. One, I always let people know. One, I always give people a chance. So I do play your song at least once.
Why? You play shitty songs?
Once.
Why?
But let me tell you. Let's say I might not like the song, but you like the song. So that's not, it might not necessarily be shitty. Now, if it's totally bad where I know everyone's going to not like it, I won't play it. But if it's a song where it's like iffy, I like it, you might not like it, or you like it, but I might not like it, then I'll play it.
You feel like you may not like it, but others may.
Yes. Now, that's what I said, if it's iffy. Now, if it's a totally shitty song that we know everybody ain't going to like
you finna play it once?
No. I let them know, hey, I might not be the outlet, but I do send them other outlets that might not be the outlets. Because I do play more than just hip-hop. I play R&B, pop, rock, country. I play a little country sometimes if it's good. Now, I also let people know, too, U3 is just me. So sometimes they feel like I might overlook them, and all it is just a missed email that I didn't get to see. Because I let them know, hey, I'm one person. What's your email? I look it up. Oh, my bad. I just missed you. Let me get back to your song. Yeah. So I don't try to overlook people. I do try to give people a chance, and I get it. And that goes back to when you said earlier how back in the day, you didn't have people like me and Shell and Cheap Suits to sit down. And a lot of artists nowadays get to that point where they're like entitled, where they feel like, well, do I need Cheap Suits? Do I need Shell? Do I really need you three? Because my numbers is doing this and you barely doing this. But I'm like, okay, but 100 people know your songs, but other people might know your music if you get on Cheap Suits and me and everyone else. Yeah, so some artists feel like they don't need podcasts or radio stations.
That's crazy to me.
So
I mean, it's the lifelong dichotomy of a rapper. You're gonna have to figure out what you're willing to do to expand your brand. And
then a lot of people are scared to talk to DJs. They feel like they don't need DJs, or they feel like all DJs are gonna charge me. But I'm like, not all DJs charge if you go up to them. But it's how you approach a DJ too. You can't just go to a DJ in the middle of the club and say, play my song. That's not how it works. That happened to me. I played somebody's song from Houston that was trash, made a quick 100.
The payola.
I had to make sure that he paid me. I was gonna play his song, but he was impatient. He thought I wasn't gonna play it.
His song?
His song. He was
But
impatient.
You never heard it?
Never heard him. I guess he's in the military, a Houston artist. He came up to me, he was at Epic Bar. I'm in the middle of trying to get artist sets together, talking to an artist, hey, let me get your song together. He's like, play my song. I got you, give me a minute. Play my song now, play my song now. Oh, I gotta pay you? So he paid me 100. Played his song, it was trash. And I also make it clear, I'm not going home with you, because I don't know what he thought. Because you know, sometimes you never know when they pay you, they might think something else. Being a female DJ.
Ain't no might. Yeah, nigga give you some money, he gonna want some cakes.
But he didn't think that way. He's like, no, I understood. After I played a song, he left. So he was good. He just wanted me to play a song. But some DJs don't like that. If you go up to a DJ and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm a young artist, or I'm new, can you play my song when you get a chance? I'm quick to say, email it to me. I'll try to throw it in my set.
Really?
I'm not quick to be like, and then as artist, I'm not going to name his name, but he's a dope artist out here to me. And he has a habit of when he's out somewhere, he'll say, hey, if you play my song, I got you. And he just tip you out the blue. He's like that. Some artists are like that.
That's
but
good. That's cool.
I like to play your song if it's dope. I don't do favorites. I don't care if I knew IQ for 10 years. If he has a dope song, I'm going to play it. If the song ain't dope, I ain't playing it.
I mean, as a DJ, you would think you would care about your set.
Exactly.
And you playing ass music in the middle of your fucking set.
And then sometimes you got to think about it, too, because sometimes I get artists, hey, play my song, but I'm like, this is an R&B set. I can't play a hip-hop in the middle of an R&B set, too. So some artists got to think about that, too. Like you said, DJs have sets. It depends on the setting and what's going on. Now, if I'm at a hip-hop show, cool. I'll drop your song in, but this is strictly R&B, neo-soul. Wait till the next set.
So you feel like this a thing?
Huh?
You feel like this a thing?
It is sometimes.
That people talk about, like, they feel like the DJs in San Antonio, I guess.
They feel like
they don't get supported.
They do. And
have you heard that on this show?
They scared. No, I've heard it in general. They scared to talk to some DJs. I'm like, don't be scared. Some artists who say, hey, I got a new single, DJ, drop your email. If you do that, a lot of DJs will drop their email. That's all you got to do. Something simple. Start there.
See, the way I was always, I mean, it's just maybe the way that the game raised me.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I was always like, nobody cares. Yeah. It's the first thing I was taught in this game. Probably the most important lesson I ever learned. Nobody gives a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You're just another number. And everybody raps now, bro. Everybody got a fucking song in their pocket, bro. Think about it from a DJ standpoint.
Yeah.
So I was always taught that you have to force a DJ to recognize you.
Yeah.
You got to be so big that he can't miss you. And then he'll play your shit. If you have to go up and ask him, then you probably ain't did enough work yet. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like, especially, I feel like if you're starting off in the game, true, you have to go ask the DJ. But if you've been doing it for a minute, like you right. If you ain't done no noise yet,
I'm not asking a DJ to play my music, but I get my
get
music played a lot.
But I also feel like if your music is dope enough, sometimes you wouldn't. Like recently, I played a Neo Soul night at a winery.
Yeah.
I played 2 underground artists
Okay.
because I remember, hey, they do R&B, Neo Soul. I remember off the top of my head, they dope. I do it in my set.
That's dope.
So if your music is dope to the point that I remember,
to me, that's the way it should be.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
you just know.
you play the music. It used to be a aspect of DJing that was known as breaking artists. You know, you wanted to be the nigga to play the coldest nigga out of San Antonio streets that ain't nobody got.
Every chance
you don't
I
got
get,
IQ.
I try to play
you know,
an underground artist when I can.
This is where we came. This is where we got our traction. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I would wanna be in the studio making something that I know. Last time Cuz played my shit. So I need to provide him with something else where he's the guy that's playing IQ.
And I'm not just talking about clubs too, because a lot of I know a lot of artists always saying, "Oh yeah, play my song at clubs," but not just clubs too. I do a lot of private events, birthday parties, especially birthday parties. I'm at a birthday party. I'm gonna play "Birthday" by A&B Easy. Boom, off the rip. So they can shake their booty. You know what I mean?
That shit got
like
hot.
it's not just at clubs. You gotta play the other places too, because there's people who don't go to clubs that need to hear your song too.
I mean, if it's hot, I would think
Yeah, I'm not saying don't play it at the club, but I'm
Right.
just saying too, if you do other events, throw them in there too.
Yeah.
You had a wedding and someone made a wedding song, I'm gonna throw that in there if it fits.
I like the word. I like the word entitled.
If it
See,
fits.
this applies to me
Oh,
because this applies to me because of my relationship with so many of these podcasts. And yes, we were scripted. We had a mission statement. You know, we came into the game saying that, first of all, every component of this group, the New Illuminati, was the first outing that we had. Every component of us was people that were involved in the music industry for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Ex-artists, ex-videographers,
Oh, yeah.
ex-podcasters,
Yep.
new podcasters. So everything with us was democratic. And that caused fucking fistfights. Because,
Trust me, I know.
there's a group of us.
New Illuminati still has not been in the U3 magazine yet.
That's right.
Just saying, I know.
Wait a minute.
I know.
Wait a minute. I
know.
think we provided some.
No, that was Cheap Suits.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. I mean, we come when we call, man.
I know.
So, but with that being said,
Same people.
our outlook was to be the opposite of what some people think the game should be.
Yeah.
It's crazy you use the word entitlement because we was trying to build a platform where we feel like we want to build something that rappers and artists and barbers and independent, we did a lot of shit. We felt like we would want them to be driven to be on our show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We felt that was the natural course of things. And we're supposed to say no to most people. That's the way we looked at it.
Yeah.
We wanted to deal with the elite money makers out here, the elite DJs out here, the elite rappers out here. But the point of the show that we were doing was we wanted you to understand the stories.
Yeah.
How crazy it is of what Vision had to do to get where he got. How crazy it was that Avar been doing this, that, and the third, and that he's a smart nigga, and that he's a dope rapper, but he puts together these functions, and that was important to us because we lived through it, and we knew all these niggas.
That's
we
why I
wanted
started
everybody to
U3.
understand that we thought that people would be interested in the idea that Tony Stacks is a cold rapper, but he's a creative designer.
Oh, yes.
He's a dope airbrusher.
That's who I got introduced to Soul San Antonio.
On New Illuminati?
No, Tony Stacks.
Oh, through Tony Stacks.
They had a track together. I don't know what track it was, but yeah.
It's probably something off Dopamine.
Man.
Dopamine, dope album.
Look at him.
So
With the plug.
yeah, man. So when we hear these people that got criticisms of us that say, man, look, who the fuck are these niggas to decide, who can be on the show, who can't be on the show? Who the fuck is Mozella to decide who she's gonna put on her outlet? Well, I created the outlet. You feel me? And I wanted to come here and say that because I've heard this, and I don't often respond to niggas. But I heard this here and there, and I'm responding for my brothers. Everybody involved in the Cheap Suits podcast, Mozzie's World, New Illuminati, these are people that really fucking care.
Oh, yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying?
I look up to y'all.
No,
y'all probably don't know that. But I do.
I appreciate that.
I actually do.
No, honestly, because these
I follow y'all, look up to y'all.
These are not.
I get, even though I might not like personally talk to you guys, but when y'all post stuff, I'm getting jewels here and there. I'm like, okay, I see what you did there and how y'all do stuff.
We hear that from some of the newer outlets. Like, bro, if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have went down this path. Yeah. And we're humbled by that because we humble people. None of these people in this room are the kind of people that you talk to question, he'll offer you all kind of information. He'll make you better than you was 5 minutes ago. You talk to Wes, you talk to Crunk, you talk to all these Polo, you talk to these people that are involved, you'll understand how much they give a fuck about music and how much they got to offer because they've been listening to underground music for so long on 78, on Exit 7, all over on the south side, on the west side, all over the fucking city. You see me? You feel me? So the idea that there's one entitled rapper who feels like they didn't invite me, therefore they're not official. I take homage with that. You feel me? I look any nigga in their face and tell them, listen, life is about the dirt that you fucking shovel and the work you willing to put in, my nigga. And if you ain't put the work in, you don't deserve that criticism. You feel me? Yeah. These is quiet niggas that are going about putting in the work. You feel me? And they doing it for others. Podcasting, you know, is about illuminating others. Yeah. I'm not getting nothing out of this. I get a check. I ain't gonna lie. I get a check for all the things that I've been involved in. I get a check for the studio work, but I'm giving you the best of me. I'm giving you whatever piece of experience I had out here. I'm putting it on the line. Every night that I step in that studio, every night that I'm dealing with rappers and I'm saying, man, switch this up, do it like this, you know, because I've heard it done. Yeah. Even when we just talked about your project, there's gonna be certain sections I'm gonna be like, man, you should bulk that up, you know, or send that back to post, do this, that, and the third. That's free based off of the mistakes I made back in the past. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to me that I stand up for the niggas that is around me. And you know how passionate I get about things.
Trust me. And I've seen a lot of dope work come out of your studio, you know,
Flu's hard, yeah.
Of course. So I've seen a lot of dope work that come out of your studio. Yeah. So.
No, Flu, KG, FMG Knots.
So I didn't know KG recorded your studio too. So yeah, now that I know that, but.
I mean, but pretty much every rapper that you could name in the city has probably been through the studio one time or another, whether it be just because I'm doing a feature with this nigga and, you know, people is working. So I see everything. I hear everything. And I'm on social media like everybody else. But I get down about that type of attitude, bro, because it's not going to get us nowhere.
I figured out. That's where I met you from.
Where we meet?
New Illuminati. Excuse me if I'm slurring my words. He had me take a shot.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday, and it's going to be your birthday.
Mine's on the 8th. So, yeah. So, a podcast back in the day.
Sorry, mama.
A podcast back in the day. I can't remember the name of it. They used to do it out at the barbershop. They had made a post talking about who's the best out of the... And they missed like 4 podcasts. It was you, Cheryl Meadow, their podcast, and someone else. And I was like,
huh? No, not Detail. That was before Details.
No, it was with
Rest in peace. That was old boy. That was
with the beard.
Third Degree.
No.
That wasn't what's the name podcast? Damn.
It's the 2 Hispanic guys.
Yeah.
They could be with Third Degree.
No, he ran Third Degree. I'm tripping that his name is slipping my mind right now because he's a San Antonio icon too.
2 Hispanic. They had a barbershop at the mall.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Of course.
So they made a post.
I'm tripping, man. I'm mad. I apologize that I can't remember his name because he gonna get offended by that.
No, like Daniel G and somebody else. I can't think of it.
Not the other nigga, but the nigga that was running Third Degree, and I'm mad that I can't remember his name. He managed Third Degrees for Pioneer.
I know.
Pioneer.
It's okay.
And he had a podcast.
It happens to the best of us. But he had made a post talking about who's the best out of the 4. And I felt salty because I wasn't mentioned. But then again, I just started. But anyway, he mentioned New Illuminati. And I'm like, who's that? J-Boy commented.
Always.
A link. He commented a link. That's how I met J-Boy too. I think he commented a link. I tuned in, and that's when I found out about you guys.
I think that's
when I was tapped in.
I think you made a comment.
Like, who is it? Because I didn't know who Illuminati was.
Yeah, and then I went in and said, this is Polo, this is, these are our hosts.
He dropped the link. I tuned in, and that's when I was like, okay. That's when I tapped in.
And that's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic happens.
See?
I'm telling y'all. And there's enough for everybody to work. I like that because, you know, some podcasters feel like I got to be the best. I got to do this. But there's enough for everybody to work. You don't need just one podcast in the city. everyone gotta. You can have a couple.
I mean, be the best, my nigga.
Be the best at what you do.
But just understand that's not your call to make. The people got to decide who's the best. You know?
Exactly. And I feel like everybody brings something different to each podcast too. So
now,
depends on your lane or what kind of podcast.
Some of these podcasts suck ass.
No.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
But some of them is really good. Some of them is really insightful. Some of them is really well thought out, and I enjoy listening to them. And if we even step outside of San Antonio, you know, I love motherfucking Drink Champs. I watch it all the time.
I do. I like Drink Champs.
I love Cameron. I think Cameron and Mace is the best thing that ever happened to podcasting.
I really do.
I can't stop watching these niggas.
I really do.
I don't like Vlad.
I
don't like Vlad.
I don't like Vlad.
I don't listen to Vlad.
No,
I don't turn on his podcast. And not like he care, but like you said, there's room. Everybody needs to try to be the best rapping, podcasting, whatever the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
But that's for the people to decide, man. And each individual person gonna make their own choice. Some people gonna love New Illuminati. Some people gonna be like, nah, fuck these niggas. Yeah. And we'll accept that.
I like the fact that New Illuminati did what I trying to do. Get behind the scene as an artist. Mm-hmm. Not the typical, okay, how'd you get started in music? Mm-hmm. Where you from? You've been doing music for 13 years, okay?
That's boring.
Boom.
It's been done.
No.
Yeah.
I want to get into the deep core of why are you doing what you do?
Right.
Why did you name your album? My mind just went blank.
My
the
album?
New one.
Mine?
Yes.
The Fellowship of Foster
Thank you.
Road.
My mind went blank. See, that's what happens when you give me a shot. My mind went blank. But the Fellowship
Don't tell on yourself. Mama watching.
The Fellowship of Foster Road.
Yeah.
See, let's get into that. The deep part of that.
All right.
Because I assume you was an East Side nigga.
You assumed I was an East Side nigga?
I am.
Why you assume I'm an East Side nigga?
Because you always tell me don't be afraid of the East Side. So I was like, that's the
You
East
are
Side
afraid of the
nigga.
East
telling me
Side.
the East Side.
I could just be a
Even
nigga
though I
that go
do
to
my
the East
podcast
Side.
on the East Side, I worked on the East Side in the 6 at Gates. And I was like,
I'm a semi East Side nigga. I was born on the East Side, but my pops is military, so I moved a lot when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And then all of that came to an end when I was in junior high.
And
I landed in Kirby, Texas.
Okay.
So
you went to Kirby Middle School?
I went to Kirby Middle School. I went to Justin High School. So most people know me from the Northeast. You know, I'm my mama's mama, my granny, lived on the East Side to the day she died. So I was on the East Side every Mother's Day, Father's Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
See, most of my people from the West Side.
We go back to Granny's house.
Back when the West Side was black people.
Right.
A lot of people didn't know that.
Well, Granny ain't finna leave off the East Side. You know what I'm saying? She stayed on Lamar Street, and then she moved over to Pecan Valley. But I was a staple on the East, so I can understand why anybody would look at me and be like, "That nigga." And people have. They be like, "Man, that nigga from the East Side, bro. I see that nigga every day. I see that nigga at the HEB on Dub, nigga, all the time."
East Side.
So you know, I don't try to create labels for myself. You know what I'm saying? I am what I am. Yeah. I'm every piece of everything that I am. And when we talk about this album. This was the evolution. I knew I was gonna lose a lot of niggas with this album, but
Why you say that?
Well,
because you got deep.
I'm growing. I can't stop growing. I can't stop evolving.
Because you got deep.
I think sometimes niggas want you to be what you was when they met you forever. You feel me?
And you got deep. You said a lot of deep stuff.
I've always said a lot of deep things.
You do, but I'm talking about you really said some.
Yeah, but this album I kind of like. Yeah. Now that the world changed around me, Donald Trump showed up, and you feel me?
Not DT, not Mr. Trump.
Yeah, so I feel like the world changed around me, and I have a lot of thoughts and views and issues with black people, brown people, what I see from my community, what I see from myself, the mistakes I've made, the places I've been. I got kids now that are grown up, so. The album needed to reflect all that. Yeah. You feel me? So I knew it was going to be a deeper album than I've ever made before. I knew it was going to be less on the jams and more on the insight.
And we need that sometimes. We don't always need a club record. We don't always need a love record. Sometimes we need that.
I think what the world needs in music is...
And Kendrick kind of showed us that.
Right. I think what the world needs in music is the best part of you. You feel what I'm saying? And whatever you are at that time... Uh-oh.
My bad. Go ahead.
Fancy phones and shit. Whatever the fuck you are at that moment when you write that album, I feel like all music is a time capsule. Yeah. You know, sometimes some Lauryn Hill will come on and you'll remember exactly where the fuck you live when Lauryn Hill was popping, when that album was, hot. Yeah. You feel me? Or whatever the case may be. A lot of times Pusha T will drop some shit and you'll remember what Pusha was, and then you'll pay attention to what Pusha is now.
Yeah.
You feel me?
The
And
evolution.
obviously, don't get me started on Kanye.
Oh Lord.
So people evolve, people move, they shift in life, and I was nervous. I mean, I'm one of the few rappers that'll come on here and tell you that I think all rappers are sensitive.
Yeah.
I think all of us are nervous when we putting our babies out to the world for the world to tear up and do whatever the fuck they finna do to it. So, you know, this was a personal album more than any one I ever made before. And, you know, I felt good about the work that I did, but you get worried because you don't know if people are gonna accept where you at in your life. And this album was probably the clearest version of me, my best look at myself. You know, without Rashad being young and brash and be like, man, I'm the coldest nigga alive, nigga, motherfucker, fuck what you talking about.
Yeah.
All that type of shit was out the window. I want to peel away the layers. And it was crazy because I worked with niggas that I idolized.
Yeah.
I brought in younger rappers that I thought was fucking crazy dope, and I worked with them. I wasn't doing music just divided, separated. Me and Knots was sitting in the motherfucking studio for hours before we even worry about dropping a verse.
Yeah.
We need to figure out what kind of niggas we is first. You feel me? And me and Spark the Beast, me and Fire Red, me and Intriago, Deshaun J, getting to know Mickey Waves.
I think Soul San Antonio, right? He's on the one.
No,
too?
Soul, this is the first album I ever made.
No. What's his name? Lambo. Lambo 1 is on the one track.
My first time getting a chance to work with Lambo. And
Really?
me and Lambo go back to probably that ER bar.
That's what I said. Really?
I would break bread with Lambo. But Lambo
That's crazy.
he got motion. You
That's
feel
what I said,
me?
that's crazy.
And
You never know how long you know someone, and then this is like your first
it's
time.
wild. It's wild with music because when
never know. That's
when
what
you
I
do
say.
music for a living, even when especially those that tell you dope, that feel like you dope, you kind of want to talk about other shit. You know what I'm saying? You kind of want to figure out where they at in other spaces in their life. So the music don't always come up. Yeah. But we got a chance this time to say, let's do some music, bro. You want to fuck around? And I was working on this one track, and I'm taking everybody so far out their pocket. I remember Lambo had some reservations about like, we gonna do it on this. It's like a Cali track, nigga. And yeah, man, we gonna get Big Texas on this Cali track, my nigga.
Now, when someone hears this album, are they gonna get a feel for what Foster Road is to you?
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe they'll get a good feel of everything that makes us 78, that makes us Northeast. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like I said, I was born on the East Side. So I know East Side's opinion of us as a whole. And I know I got cousins, millions of them, way too many cousins on the East Side that feel like Northeast niggas, y'all soft, y'all pretty boys. You know what I'm saying? They don't feel that way about me, but they feel that way about my area.
Yeah.
And I know other sides of towns and whatever they may think about us. And I didn't want to lean away from that. I wanted to lean into that. Yeah. You understand? I wanted to write something that I felt like I said earlier, writing albums to me is the pinnacle for a rapper. Yeah. Because you write it down, you record it, you stamp it, and then it's there forever. A nigga could find you 15, 20 years from now, and you do want him to know. Yeah. Oh, I remember the first time I heard a Mobb Deep album. I said, this must be what it's like to live in Queensbridge. You feel me?
Yeah. You can see that storytelling.
The first time you hear Nas, you like, man, this has got to be what it feels like to live in New York City, bro. I bet you everything I heard out of a Jay-Z album is how Marcy Projects was. Yeah. So I felt like 78 needed that, and I wanted to provide that. And got a chance to tap in with some of the dopest artists from the Northeast and tell our story the best way we knew how. So that's how this album evolved.
I like how the first track on there is called Broke Logo.
Yeah.
See, look, I do my homework.
I see you researching, man.
I listened to the album.
Yeah.
So I like how Broke Logo, you talked about the crime in all sides of town. Because I noticed, especially recently, every time a crime happens on 78, the first thing they want to say is the new East Side.
Yeah, they do.
The new East Side.
Yeah.
And I like how you showed, okay, but there's crime in other places too. Downtown, uptown, not just East Side, not just Northeast.
I'm glad you caught that. A lot of people didn't catch that. Crunk couldn't understand what's up with the snippets in the first one, man. I didn't know where he's going.
Yeah, I caught that.
But
especially when he said there was something downtown, I was like, yeah, that's crime other than downtown. I'd be like, we're not the East Side, we're the Northeast Side, only because I live there. But Why do you feel like it's changing like that?
Well, that song is a mesh of real news clips.
Yeah.
Over 80 of them that I snip and cut, and like you said, they're from all sides of town, northeast side, north side. And it's really a commentary for me about what's going on in the city that I live in, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I've been strict. I've been instructed, man, with a lot of deaths, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even within the last maybe 10, 15 years, it's always been a part of my life. I mean, I had friends that dropped dead in Kirby, that got shot in Kirby, that before I was, I'm a little kid, man.
Yeah.
And I wanted to speak to that. I wanted to address the fact that street politics is something that I've always, delved into in my music, but I never really tied into the real politics. Like I said, Donald Trump showed up and he illuminated a lot of us on what the real politics are doing to your life and how they're changing your neighborhood and how they're creating spaces where your friends can die and be forgotten. And that's what Broke Logos is about, man. Like the country, the city, the state, it sold us a logo that is supposed to be beautiful. You live in this beautiful place, but really it's broken. You feel me? And I think that's just my real thoughts about the place I live in, country and city.
What was your mindset when it came to picking artists for your album? Because I know that's always a big deal when you have to pick people to do features, who you want to work with, who you shouldn't work with. And also, what is your thought process with the beats that you chose?
Okay. The features on this album was very organic, really organic.
Okay.
So you'll see some that I always work with, like you hear. I'm surprised Sos didn't make it, but Sos was in a space when I was making this album, so we didn't get a chance to link up. But
I think Eastside Fish is a normal.
Fish became a brother of mine. He's younger than me, but the way that we see the world, like I said, when we sitting in these fucking spaces and we talking, the way that we see the world was so fucking perfect that we knew we was gonna do music together. Me and Spark always do music together. Some of the artists were people that I admired, like Deshaun J.
Yeah. Came in with the J. Cole.
Came in with the J. Cole. You like that shit, don't you?
I tuned into the album. See? You thought I wasn't going to listen.
No, I'm just saying.
This is our beef that we have. It's an outgoing beef that a lot of people don't know, but.
Niggas gotta stop using the word beef.
Okay. It's an outgoing.
I love my Zella,
I know, it's
man.
not a beef.
We
gotta think of a new word for us. It's not a beef, but it's a little scuffle that we have.
We frenemies.
It is. It's frenemies. He still owe me courtside tickets somewhere from another podcast.
I got you.
That out there.
I got you. Cause you gotta live that life, man. We ain't gonna die soon, man. You gotta live. You gotta do your best.
No, but yeah, I tuned into the album. And he came in smooth with the J. Cole voice, and then the female artist we was talking about.
I respect what the fuck Deshaun J does. I told you that I could just be lacking. I could be lacking, but I don't see female voices in rap in this city the way that I think they should be represented. I never see them, and I don't understand that. And,
but I like the way Fire Red, is that her name?
Yeah, Fire Red.
Came in with that. Came in on her voice too. She caught my eye too, I ain't gonna lie. It got to the point that I cut my GPS off, went back to Spotify to see who the name was.
Fire Red ain't fucking, she wasn't fucking around.
Cause I was just listening to it, like I said. I told you earlier before, I just had my GPS on playing the album. And there was a couple times I had to go back to see who was featured on it. And as soon as that voice came on, I was like, who is this?
Yeah, she ate, man.
And I had to go look it up.
I
went straight to Instagram to go look it up. That's how she caught my eye.
That's dope. I got a shitty way of expressing myself sometimes because I'm really direct. And when I'm making music, I feel like I'm at work. So I don't got time to fuck around. And I was telling Red, she was around, she was in the studio, she was seeing some of these other rappers come through, seeing the process. And I was telling her that the rap that I do is not, it's so personal that I'm not going to allow it to be, tarnished.
Of course.
By somebody that's not barking.
You can't.
Do you got something to say? You got something on your chest? Nah, I can rap. No, a lot of niggas can rap. You got a message to deliver? You got something in your spirit that is so dirty inside you that you got to spit it out because that's what I want.
Yeah.
And she came with that. I can't even lie. I listened to the bars that she put together on that from a standpoint of being a woman in the world, the space that we live into. I like the aggression, but I also like the fact that she's addressing the fact of how aggressive niggas are. how how hard it is to be a woman in the society that we live in, and that's the shit I'm on, man. If you got a message and you get a point across, I can fuck with you. So
She did that. She did what she needed to do.
Man, I appreciate what she contributed to the album, and I
agree.
feel blessed the fuck that I was around her, because the universe just put us together. I think I met Red at a barbecue at the crib that Happy invited her to.
What?
Shout out Happy.
See, Happy, you invite me nowhere. I could have met my future man.
Yeah.
But even though I got a man, but still, you know.
Wait, what?
I could have met my future man before my man. You never know. Invite me to some barbecues, man.
You fuck around and got there. She didn't invite you. That's fucked up.
Happy, come on, girl. Come on, girl, man.
But yeah, man, shout out Fire Red.
Yeah.
My nigga Intriago, I'm just a huge fan of his.
I feel like everyone on the album did what they had to do.
You think so?
You did the right placement.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can overkill with features.
Yes.
Sometimes you can underkill. Sometimes they hear a song like, man, they needed something. It's missing something. But I'm not going to lie. I didn't press skip listening to this. I'm not just saying that because that's my friend.
That's
we're
right.
frenemies right now. But no, I didn't press skip on the album. Listening to it on the way here, I didn't press skip.
That's the best compliment that
and
anybody
it told
could
a
ever
story,
give
and I get where you were going with it. I was like, okay, I see. I'm not from Foster Road. I'm from the Northeast side, but let's get this clear. Camera, look at this. I tell people all the time. I have to get this clear. I'm from the Northeast side. Technically, I'm not Converse. But every time I say Converse, people always say 78. Nah. I'm not 78 Converse.
What you mean?
I'm past top of line Converse. There's a difference.
Oh, well, the city of Converse on 78, man, regardless.
There's a difference.
Where you at
78 Converse and top of line Converse.
What the fuck you trying to say? You don't rep 78? Is that what you saying?
I'm not that part of Converse. I'm the part of Converse where technically we're not Converse and we didn't have a curfew type Converse. I'm just saying, there's a difference.
Shout out
I'm scared of
Converse.
East Side. I'm scared of 78, low-key. I don't go to the... People say, which one you go to? Not the one on 78. I go to one over there by... Kitty Hawk.
I don't understand
I'm
fear.
a Kitty Hawker.
I don't
so
understand...
that's the way.
I don't understand fear at all.
No, I'm going to tell you why.
7-8 is another neighborhood
No.
where things do happen more often, maybe another neighborhood.
No, I'm just saying
if you're in the
things
wrong
happen
spot
everywhere.
At the wrong time,
Things happen
it's your
everywhere.
time.
But I'm going to tell you where my fear comes from.
Where your fear
The
comes? Black people?
strictness. No, the strictness. Remember I told you how I grew up strict. I can barely go anywhere. So I feel like the fact that I didn't get a chance to really go out and experience stuff, I feel like that's where my fear came from. Because I stayed in my little area.
I feel that, but I mean, how many years has it been?
I know.
You got to experience these spaces.
So I'm slowly getting out of there. I do my podcast on the East Side, so now I'm slowly seeing that.
Ain't nothing happening.
Exactly. I'm slowly getting
good,
there.
beautiful people there, man.
But I also feel like I'm visiting the East Side back when most people left already, too. So I feel like I didn't really get to experience the way I wanted to.
East Side,
it really is. I really want to experience what other people
man,
get to
go
see.
to the East Side, man. There's nothing to be worried about, man.
It's not.
Go get you some good food, man. Good food.
Good tacos.
Good food. No
I forgot
fish.
where the taco place is at, but good tacos on the East Side.
Rick's?
I don't know. My boyfriend said there's a good tacos place. I don't know.
Yeah, they got a cold.
Never
is it
been.
Rick's?
No,
I think it's
called
Rick's. No, I think it is Rick's.
It could
Over
be.
there by my granny house.
Who knows?
They do got some good tacos
Good
on the crook.
tacos.
Go
They
by
have
the
good
crook,
stuff
man.
on
Every
the
time
side.
we see each other, we talk about the same fucking thing, man. Go by the crook, man, and experience your people. And that's how you quell fear. You got to experience your way out of fear.
I agree.
These niggas ain't
I
bad.
agree. No,
Sure.
78's not bad.
Sure.
I go to Wingstop on 78.
Yeah.
I stop at the Walmart.
Fuck
I go in
yeah.
and out
Fuck yeah.
quickly. But I
Sure,
don't
these
know.
niggas take their dinner tables outside and play dominoes in the front yard. It happens, but you gotta get used to shit. my peoples.
Man, that's crazy. I grew up where you weren't allowed to play dominoes, but I'm the best domino player because I learned it at school. I'm a best domino player. That's crazy.
In your family, in your neighborhood.
I'm the best domino.
You can play dominoes?
I can play dominoes.
Let's move on.
Look. Where the dominoes at? Bring them out. No, I'm joking.
Bro, you don't want that.
I'm
You don't
joking.
want that.
Man. So, we've been on the show for a minute. I do look up to you and
Thank
your
you.
peoples. Always
Thank you,
call them
man.
his peoples. He
Nah,
knows what I'm talking
humbly,
about.
yeah.
I do look up to y'all. I may not publicly say it because sometimes you don't need to publicly say it. Sometimes
I don't need it, but yeah.
Y'all know. I really do look up to y'all.
Respect.
Y'all one of the, like I said, new Illuminati is one of the reasons why I wanted to do you three. I feel
That's
like we
what's
need
up.
another outlet, especially
Yeah.
since y'all stopped. I was like, someone got to continue.
We humble by that.
It's
What's up
gonna-
with you? What's up with the pod? What's
gonna
up with
be me.
Live at 5 and My nigga T.
So
Shout out them. Can I shout them out?
Yeah, go ahead. We still do it, but life gets in the way. D gets a new job schedule. So once we get that figured out.
D driving now, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna. I think most likely we're gonna start doing it on weekends.
Yeah, well, life happens.
We were doing it on the week. Yeah, life happens. D got a new schedule. Travis is doing more training with the UFC.
Shout out my nigga Trav.
Can't wait till his fight
I might go train with Trav, man.
You should.
I like to box. I've been boxing since I was a kid, but I like to.
He trains kids up to adults too, so you should.
Let's see what I got on the MMA mat, man.
And then I do like them because they both on their health journey, so they both been juicing lately. Both of them been juicing.
Live and Five been juicing?
I'm proud of them. But he had to because of the health situation.
Okay.
So
trying to get healthy.
It was crazy. Me and Travis, T1, we was talking to him 1 minute, and next minute he ended up in the hospital the next day.
I didn't know that.
Found out he had diabetes.
Oh, shit.
He didn't know that either.
Oh, shit.
So he decided to do a lifestyle change, which is juicing. And since he's been juicing, he's been taking his meds less and everything. So that's been helping him.
All right.
So he's been juicing. He made some kind of pineapple watermelon juice. We tested it live on the podcast. It was dope. It was good.
My daughter's into juicing, so
he does juicing.
I know every
Tuesday.
Wheatgrass and cucumbers and shit.
I don't think he does all that.
I'm not drinking no green juice, nigga.
And then I know for him, every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. He likes to call it Taco Tuesday and Titty Tuesday. He always say, eat some tacos and send some pictures.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm like, if you see the person all the time, you ain't got to send no pictures.
Shout out my nigga, man. He's one of the ones that reached out, man. I done had a million conversations with a million people about this album. I showed you one of them. But the connection that I got with the city, to me, is crazy, man. Like I say, Shot Trav, I definitely paid attention to all the feedback that niggas is giving me. I appreciate, all the kind words that anybody had to say about the album, and I appreciate the listen that you did, man. And I'll tell Red that you thought she ate, man.
One thing I can say, too, besides me and other podcasts, that he don't do it a lot, but Live at 5D, he's for the city too. He does a lot.
No, D a real one.
Yeah,
I done know
he's
D
for the
a
city
while.
too, man.
No, D good.
I met him at a show at Epic Bar. Met him at Epic Bar. He was doing behind the scenes footage for, I think, Flu or something like that. That's how I met
him and Flu tight.
Yeah, that's how I met him. I didn't know he was into podcasting. And I met them too because I wanted them to be on my sex podcast. But they're like, we married. I don't know if that's for me. And that's when I was like, you know what? I have another podcast that I'm thinking about restarting. And that's how we all became a family.
You got to get this sex podcast off the ground, man. You've been talking about this for a while, man.
I'm trying to need some co-hosts. If you available, if your schedule is available.
Let's go. Put it out there. What you looking for? We looking for women
and men.
That's into dildos and roses.
Oh Lord.
What your podcast finna be about, man? You keep saying sex, but then taking it back. Like not really sex.
It is a sex. So it's called holations.
Holations.
It takes 90 days to be a hoe. Not technically a hoe like that.
No, I know some niggas got to be in a hoe way quicker than that.
But what I mean by that is like it's the breakup phase. The first phase, you trying to go through the breakup, you in your feelings, maybe sometimes,
A breakup from a relationship?
Yeah.
Well,
so the first phase, you in your feelings, you know how that goes. You in your feelings, some women like to eat their feelings, however you do it. You in your feelings. Second month, that's when you get back. You start going back to the gym, you working out, you getting back fine. And the third month, you getting out there.
I'm not saying it takes that long. I just learned some shit.
No, I'm not saying it takes that long, but that's just like
niggas don't do this. This is women. This has got to be how women handle it.
Some men do.
I know some niggas that break up and try to go to the club that night.
Of course they do.
You got me fucked up, nigga. I'm finna go out there. I'm going to Bentley's.
Men don't like that. Of course I know.
We different.
Of course I know.
We got to get this show off the ground, man. I'm interested in seeing this show, man.
I really am, man. I need some co-hosts.
Holations. If you out there and you've been thinking about the holations, the development of hoeing, then you too could be a host with Marzella, and let's crack into this shit. Man, let's figure this shit out.
It's just about love, relationships, sex, and everything that goes in between. It's not just about sex.
You kind of heavy on love, ain't you? You like love?
Love, relationships, everything.
You believe in love?
I do believe in love.
You believe in love?
I do.
In 2024?
I do. I believe in love.
But I hope a rich nigga don't try to send the ticket to the one you love, nigga. You fuck, nigga. You fucked.
Oh.
No?
No, it's not about the money.
I knew I was going to fuck this podcast up, man.
I've been with people that don't have money like that. So it's not just
you
about
been with niggas that ain't got money?
The guy I'm with right now.
He ain't got, don't
No. I'm honest. No, I'm not saying like he's broke. I'm not saying that.
Okay, but I'm
not saying that.
He don't got
but
big
he
bread.
ain't like the witches.
And you happy?
I'm happy.
You're like the only woman on the planet Earth that says that
I'm gonna
these
tell you
days,
why I'm happy. Because one, it's not just about, money is good.
Yeah.
But if you got enough where you comfortable, you can still do the things you want.
Yeah.
But you ain't out there buying Lambos and stuff. That's what I mean.
Right.
You still can do the stuff you want. You can still have fun. And also, because there's people with money that don't remember your birthday. There's people with money that can't remember your favorite color. Or just the simple stuff like, oh, it's your first day of school. Hope you have a good day.
I don't know my girl's
stuff
favorite
like
color.
that.
I don't know my girl's favorite color. I done fucked up already. She won't get rid of me. I'm telling you, the day's coming. She don't. I don't understand why she like me, nigga. I don't get it. Get it. Listen. I can't wait for the show to come out because I got so many questions. I do. I've been struggling with relationships all my life. So.
Okay. No, go ahead. Be honest.
So, I mean, first of all, don't sound like you've ever met a broke nigga.
No, I have.
You okay? Because this nigga's not broke.
No.
Okay.
No, I met someone that was broke. Like,
but you ain't fucking with no broke niggas.
I called himself, he was a hood person. I talked to him for like a month, and then my brother told me to stop talking to him.
Yeah, because he ain't no hood nigga. No, them niggas get money, my nigga. This nigga fucking around.
Yeah, ain't it? But
okay, so you ain't fucking with no broke nigga.
No.
No matter how much he memorizes your colors, it don't matter because he broke. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I mean by broke. Okay. I mean like drive, because there's people who have a drive who like go to work, but because like their job only pays so much, I get it. There's a difference between being at home lazy broke, and being broke but you're still working and you trying to get somewhere, but you're not trying to stay broke forever.
That nigga's lethargic.
There's a difference.
Yeah, you
there's
don't
people that are broke that want to be broke, stay at home, play video games all day. Hell no, my nigga, get a job.
Now talk to me about your sisters in the universe.
Okay.
How you think your sisters feel about this?
About who I'm talking to?
No, nigga, they don't all know you. Just your sisters in solidarity.
Oh.
Do you think women? What do you think they look? I mean, because I got TikTok.
Yeah.
I got
so,
TikTok.
I can tell you. So
what they finna say? Top 3 things you want in a nigga.
The top 3 things they want.
Before he remembers my color.
Yeah.
They never say he remember my color.
No. I can take this.
No, they always start
with. One is loyal.
No.
2 is a big dick.
That's not usually 1.
I'm saying my friend circle.
Okay.
Loyal.
Big dick.
Big dick.
Wow.
They always talk about. I don't know. They talk about dick size.
Because they want a big dick.
They want a big dick. I've had that. I don't want to get stressed out every night. I stopped messing with one because of that. Like, to this day, he still want to be my friends with benefits. We text here and there, but I had to stop.
Me personally, I don't understand why women can't just settle with a reasonable dick.
I can. That's why I stopped messing
because there's so many more reasonable dicks. Searching for a big dick, that's gonna take you longer.
So loyal, big dick, and if they have a job. No, the job matters.
You told me to come out to this podcast.
The job matters.
You said we was gonna be on U3 Radio.
The job matters.
And we was gonna talk to the people. We was gonna be real.
We are.
You ain't never heard a woman on planet Earth say them 3 things. You know what number one is.
What's number one?
You know what number one is. What's gonna get a nigga balloon popped? Right out the gate.
Kids. Baby mama drama.
Money.
Well, yeah, that's why I said the job.
My nigga needs to make $100K or better.
Yeah, that's why I said the job.
What?
The job. What do you do for money? Yeah,
that's not a job. A lot of niggas got jobs. That's saying I need a nigga with some bread. Yeah. You skipped that part.
So
I thought that was the most important thing.
Let me ask you. So
I tell my boys to make bread.
So when you first met your girl right now, how did you approach her, or did she approach you? How did that happen? I was at a barbecue
at my house. Mm-hmm.
But who approached you?
Nobody approached nobody.
So I just started talking.
Like now we're familiar with each other. So
who slid in the DMs? Who got the number first?
No DMs, no numbers. No DMs, no numbers. Just, like you live in this small city, this big small city called San Antonio, and you
y'all just seen each other at a couple functions.
Right. You might see a nigga 1,000 times, but you don't know this nigga. Mm-hmm. But then once the nigga been at your crib and been to your barbecue, now you do know this nigga. Okay. So now you see the nigga and, hey, what's happening? What's happening, my nigga? Okay. So it grew from there.
Okay.
It grew from there. My shit always got to be
So when
organic.
did you know that, okay, she might be girlfriend material? Or when did she know that you might be boyfriend material?
I still don't think she think I'm boyfriend material. I don't know.
You think it's the...
trips help. Trips help, but
not just trips.
Yeah, trips help.
I see the post. It's not just trip, courtside,
Yeah, no, being courtside, all that shit helps, man. We had a conversation on Cheap Suits podcast about this one time, because I do got brothers that have evolved financially, and now our bag came in. You feel me? And I'm a little different. I feel like I'm gonna spend the money because I couldn't back then.
No, that makes sense. You're
And
supposed to.
If you're in my circle, if you're my girl especially, I feel like we finna be sitting in the front row. We finna be watching these Spurs up front. We finna be right there by Luka Doncic or whoever the fuck. We finna go to Hawaii. We finna go to Puerto Rico. Those are things that my lifestyle affords me today.
Yeah.
But if she could not accept me before all that, then I wouldn't accept her.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll never know now because she just didn't know me when I was broke, but I was damn sure broke.
Yeah.
Ask the city. Matter of fact, they're going to be in the comments as soon as we post this goddamn shit up. That nigga, I remember that nigga was broke right there on Lamar Street,
So
man.
what would any of your exes say about you?
A lot. They say a lot. They say a lot.
Like, if they see you now, what do you think they would say about you?
They say a lot. They got a lot of, they harbor a lot of bad. Like my exes will say, I think some of them will say he wasn't doing this, that, and the third with me.
So they feel like you was the problem?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Of course he wasn't doing it. He had the money to do it.
All right. Nigga, I wasn't doing that with you. But I don't know, man. I feel like my relationship with my exes, a lot of them are they're good. They're cordial.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not my exes that think they are. And, you know, we dated. We went on however many dates. And sometimes it take a nigga 4 days to realize this bitch crazy. I don't want to be around this bitch.
I feel like sometimes money, you can have a lot of money, you can make 6 figures, 10 figures, but those be the ones sometimes don't even treat you the best.
Having money.
And women don't care sometimes. Sometimes they don't care.
Having money and resource, it's not so much the bread, but the bread is cool, but the resource, the reach to be able to say, I could call this nigga, I know Manzella, I know this nigga.
But it's also how they treat you too.
Well, with me, I mean, I feel like we're all in a realm of no trust. It's hard. It's 2024, man.
It is.
Any nigga could be in your old lady's inbox. Any nigga could have more money than you, no matter how well you do.
See, and it's
this
crazy.
Is why money is a bad metric to choose your niggas off of.
So the guy I'm talking to now, it took me a minute because we're used to the social media age. You know the social media. Everybody got a Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat.
Yeah, he's worried.
He's not into that. That's the crazy part.
But he worried about you?
No, he's not worried about me.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
You think so? Why? Because I deal with a lot of artists?
No, because it's 2024. We all worried, nigga.
I'm not saying he doesn't worry, but it took me a minute to get used to someone that's not into social media.
So let me ask you this, though.
That's into, like, reading the news
you
on
into
his
this
phone.
guy? What could rip you away from this guy?
What can rip me away from this guy?
Yeah. What could rip you away from this guy?
Cheating.
No, I'm not talking about on his part.
Oh. In general?
What else in the universe could rip you away from this guy?
Man.
What about the Maldives?
The what?
The Maldives. I always wanted to go to the Maldives. You know they got the little huts, nigga, in the water. When you walk out, your shit go to the next hut, nigga, in the middle of the water. You know what I'm talking about? What about a weekend in Maldives? But that nigga finna pay for everything. You probably finna have some good food, an experience. Your nigga can't come though.
Nah.
I'm gonna fly you out. You look like you're thinking about it right fucking now.
No. I've had people that done that.
Really?
Yeah, I still have FWBs in my inbox.
You got
still
OnlyFans?
try to no.
Damn.
So,
I'm just wondering what's going on.
I am holy.
I'm sorry, mama. Sorry, mama.
No,
I knew I was gonna fuck up this
I have
podcast,
friends with
man.
benefits who try to inbox me from time to time and still want to be like, I don't care if you got a man, you still gonna be my like, yeah, and I'm just like, no.
Do any of them niggas apply pressure? I mean, money is pressure in today's society. If you would have to have a man that's
They
done.
don't apply pressure that way.
Yeah.
They just inbox, but no.
So imagine if they did though. That's the question.
If they did,
Yeah.
nah, it wouldn't matter.
It's not even gonna be
No.
like I gotta sit and think on this.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes you rare.
Cause I've been cheated on,
Yeah.
so I know that feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm
But
just
have
like,
you been cheated on in Maldives?
so it don't matter where it was at.
Yes, it
I
does.
don't want to. No.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't matter. If I was
Nigga,
in
I'm telling you,
I
having
don't
your
care if I
nipples
was
out in Maldives is way
I don't care
different.
if I was on the east side, west side,
this
Hawaii, Cali.
I'm finna walk off this podcast.
I'm telling you, I don't care
Man,
if we're in
getting
a
butt
luxury.
naked with a nigga you don't know in Maldives is way better than Lamar Street, nigga. What you talking about?
I am not. I don't want to cheat on someone because I know that feeling.
All right, I
I
can't wait till the sex show comes on.
Oh,
man. I gotta
Lord.
hear it,
Here we
man.
go.
I gotta hear it, man.
Man, we're here with IQ U3 Radio.
That's
Make
right.
sure you go ahead, check him out. He's on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube,
That's right.
TikTok, anywhere you stream music if you're an Apple person.
All major
If you're an
outlets.
Apple
The
person, I'm
Fellowship
not.
of the
I got
Fellowship
an
of Foster
iPhone and I'm still a
Road.
Spotify person to this day.
Yeah, fuck iPhone.
But
Yeah.
That's all beef.
It's
That's where
always-
the beef started, really.
It's no beef, man. It's
I
always
know.
listen.
This is what do we call it? A scuffle, or what did you call it?
Frenemies.
Benjamin started because of the
Frenemies.
iPhone,
Yeah,
Android.
man. Listen, I want to first say thanks for having me through, man. I love the new digs, man. Everything's looking good. I'm proud of what you're doing, man. We all proud of you. Keep on pushing. I want to shout out my brothers if I could.
Go ahead.
You know, Mozzie's World, super proud of what you're doing out there, brother.
Yeah.
I know you're going to see this. My boy Crunk, my boy Kai Phoenix, my boy Nasty Norm, all the good people out of Cheap Suits Podcast.
Star.
And the motherfucking gang, man, the invisible gang, the new Illuminati gang, man. I want to say what's up to all of y'all, man. You still in my
All
thoughts.
500 of you guys. It was a lot.
It's a lot of
It
us.
was a lot.
It's a lot of
It
us.
was a lot. All 500.
And I want to thank anybody who listened to this album. I know you didn't have to. I know you took your time. I'm hoping you jamming all the way through. And I really do want to say that. I'm hearing all the feedback. I know I'm not the type of nigga to get back in the inbox and all that type of shit. But I hear what you're saying, man. Anybody that gave me feedback, anybody that listened to the album, shout out all the people that was on it. And shout out U3 Radio, man, for having the boy through.
I'm trying. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. IQ, make sure you go ahead and check out his new album that is out now.
Fellowship of Foster Road.
Fellowship of Foster Road. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss it. You're not going to press skip.
Appreciate it.
Dope music, dope features. U3 Radio, IQ.
We in here, mama. We didn't do no sinning in here today. We was all sanctified and shit,
Oh
nigga.
my God. We out. Peace.
We out here.
Stop it.
Yeah. U3, live from the underground.